What if I told you that Aaron Rodgers isn't just playing football? He's playing the ultimate money game. His $200 million fortune isn't just about luxury. It's a high-stakes strategy filled with secrets, scandals, and moves so bold, they'll leave you questioning everything you thought you knew. From diamond-encrusted Rolexes to secret ayahuasca retreats in the Alps, Rodgers doesn't just spend. He invests in a lifestyle most can't even imagine. But behind the gold-plated doors of his empire lie burning question. Why did he really walk away from a Packers dynasty? What's locked inside his Malibu mansion's vault? And why did he drop $5,000 on a single Swiss retreat while his family feud reached a boiling point? We're pulling back the curtain on Rodgers' financial empire, breaking it down dollar by dollar at $28 million New York mansion after his 2023 trade. It's not just a home, it's a fortress of solitude with a panic room rumored to hide his most prized NFL relics, his $10 million car collection, a playground of speed, and status, including a Pagani Huayra. He once drove straight to a psychedelic therapy session. And let's talk about Shayne and Woodley, how their breakup sparked a reckless spending spree on islands, art, and a revenge Super Bowl bid. But the real bombshell? Rodgers' money moves aren't just about excess. They're chess moves. He turned ayahuasca into a brand wellness, into a tax write-off, and tabloid drama into headlines that keep him relevant. But for all the wealth, there's the dark side. Why does his estranged family refuse to step foot in his mansions? What's hidden in the black book linked to Hollywood's elite? And how did a $200 million net worth become both his greatest power and his ultimate weakness? Stay with us as we expose the real Aaron Rodgers, the mastermind, the mystery, and the million-dollar enigma. By the end, you'll never see NFL fame, Swiss retreats, or diamond Super Bowl rings the same way again. Welcome to Loyal Luxury, where we delve deep into the extraordinary lives of the world's most iconic figures, uncovering their journeys to success and the opulent lifestyles that come with it. In today's episode, we're shining the spotlight on Aaron Rodgers, one of the NFL's greatest quarterbacks. From his humble beginnings in small-town California to becoming a Super Bowl champion and four-time MVP, Rodgers' story is one of resilience, ambition, and triumph. But it's not just about football. We'll also take a closer look at his business ventures, philanthropic efforts, and how he balances fame with his personal life. Join us as we uncover the luxury, controversies, and legacy of Aaron Rodgers, a true legend both on and off the field. Lame life and family roots. December 2, 1983, Chico, California. A young boy is born into a family where football runs deep. His name, Aaron Rodgers. Edward Rodgers, a former college football player at Chico State, knew the game well. He didn't just teach Aaron how to throw a football. He instilled in him the discipline, the work ethic, and the relentless drive to succeed. From an early age, Aaron was surrounded by competition. With two brothers, Luke and Jordan, sports weren't just a pastime, they were a way of life. Trick backyard games turned into battles, and every throw, every sprint, every play mattered. But football wasn't his only gift. He was a natural athlete, excelling in basketball and baseball as well. His arm strength in Little League caught the attention of coaches. His court vision in basketball showcased his quick decision-making. And on the football field, his ability to read defenses was far beyond his years. Yet, Aaron wasn't just about sports. He was as sharp in the classroom as he was on the field. While others focused solely on athletics, he maintained strong grades, understanding that intelligence was just as important as physical ability. He studied plays like they were textbooks, breaking down defenses long before he ever played a professional snap. From Chico to the world, a star was forming, one who would redefine the quarterback position forever. High school stardom, Pleasant Valley High School, where Aaron Rodgers began turning potential into performance. From the moment he stepped onto the field, it was clear. This kid had something special. Rodgers wasted no time making a name for himself. 6 touchdowns in a single game. Over 2,400 total yards in a season. His arm strength, precision, and ability to read defenses set him apart. But it wasn't just the stats, it was how he played. When the game was on the line, Rodgers delivered impacts, last-minute drives, clutch throws. He had the poise of the veteran long before he ever reached the pros. But despite the records and the wins, there was a problem. Nobody was watching. Growing up in a small town had its drawbacks. The big-name scouts weren't lining up. The major college offers weren't pouring in. He was overlooked, underestimated, ignored. For some, that might have been the end of the story. Not for Rodgers. Persist instead of accepting defeat. He doubled down, training harder, refining his mechanics, studying the game with relentless focus. If the world wasn't going to notice him, he was going to make sure they had no chance. High school glory was just the beginning. The real battle was still ahead. College journey for Butte, Berkeley. Overlooked, underrated, forgotten by the big schools, but Aaron Rodgers wasn't done writing his story. If Division I programs wouldn't take a chance on him, he'd force them to notice. Butte College, Oroville, California, a junior college far from the national spotlight. It wasn't glamorous, but it was an opportunity, and Rodgers made the most of it. In his first season, he led Butte to a dominant 10-1 record, throwing for over 2,600 yards and earning the respect of coaches and scouts alike. His performance there was a statement. Talent doesn't need a spotlight to shine, and he wasn't about to be ignored. Then, the breakthrough at the University of California, Berkeley. Head coach Jeff Tedford had a knack for developing quarterbacks and saw in Rodgers something extraordinary. Rodgers transferred to Berkeley, and within weeks, the Golden Bears' offense was transformed. He was an instant star, setting new school records for passing yards, touchdowns, ability to read defenses. His ability to read defenses, his pinpoint accuracy, and his confidence in the pocket became his trademarks. Rodgers wasn't just a college quarterback, he was a phenomenon. By the end of his second season, he had earned national recognition and the respect of NFL scouts. Teams took notice, but Rodgers wasn't finished yet. Then came the decision, stay another year or declare for the NFL draft. The answer was clear. He had proven himself. He had silenced the doubters. In 2005, Aaron Rodgers made it official he was ready for the next level. We're mad again, NFL Draft Night drama. The 2005 NFL Draft, an event that would change Aaron Rodgers' life. He was confident he'd earned it. Many analysts had him pegged as a top 5 pick with the possibility of going first overall. His college performance, combined with a solid showing at the NFL Combine, made him a coveted prospect. The stage was set for Rodgers to hear his name called among the very best. But when the first few picks passed, something felt off. Rodgers, sitting with his family, waited. The minutes stretched into hours, and still no call. It was clear the Packers weren't the only team passing on him. The draft kept moving forward, and the tension grew. Rodgers, once projected to be a franchise quarterback, was sliding down the board. When the San Francisco 49ers, his hometown team, passed on him for a second time, the sting was undeniable. Rodgers' disappointment was palpable. He wasn't just fighting to be drafted anymore, he was fighting to prove his worth. And finally, at pick number 24, the Green Bay Packers took a chance on him. But that moment of relief was quickly overshadowed by everything he just endured. Rodgers had been overlooked, doubted, and underestimated by every team ahead of him, but instead of succumbing to frustration, he turned that anger into fuel. The draft night drama would forever be a turning point in Rodgers' career. Every slide, every snub became a source of motivation. He'd show everyone that the wait was worth it and that it belonged among the elite. His Green Bay Packers era legacy and Super Bowl glory. In 2008, a new chapter began for the Green Bay Packers. Brett Favre, a living legend, stepped away and the mantle was passed to Aaron Rodgers. The pressure was immense. No one wanted to see Favre's legacy tarnished, and Rodgers had big shoes to fill. Yet, from the very start, Rodgers proved he was more than up for the task. Rodgers didn't just take over the offense, he redefined it. His arm strength, pinpoint accuracy, and ability to read defenses made him one of the most dangerous quarterbacks in the NFL. The playoffs became an annual event for Green Bay, and the team flourished under his leadership. The city embraced him, not just as a successor, but as their new leader. Then came the 2010 season, a season that would define Rodgers' career. Super Bowl XLV, the Green Bay Packers, led by Rodgers, faced the Pittsburgh Steelers in a thrilling contest. Rodgers was nothing short of spectacular, throwing for over 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. When the final whistle blew, the Packers were champions. Rodgers was named Super Bowl MVP, solidifying his place among the elite quarterbacks in NFL history. But the story didn't end there. Rodgers' dominance continued year after year. 4 MVP awards, countless franchise records, a reputation as one of the most consistent, talented, class-of-rebel quarterbacks the league had ever seen. From his early struggles to his Super Bowl triumphs, Rodgers had cemented his legacy in Green Bay and in the NFL. He wasn't just following in Favre's footsteps. He was making his own. His controversies and public image. Aaron Rodgers' career wasn't just defined by his achievements on the field. Over the years, his outspoken nature and willingness to address controversial topics have brought him into the public eye for reasons beyond football. First, perhaps the most talked about controversy came in 2021, when Rodgers found himself embroiled in a debate over COVID-19 vaccination. After initially misleading the media about his vaccination status, Rodgers faced backlash, with some accusing him of undermining public health efforts. The controversy sparked intense discussion about athletes' influence on public behavior, personal responsibility, and the broader role of sports figures in society. Rodgers didn't shy away from the heat. Instead, he leaned into the debate, speaking openly about his beliefs and sparking fierce reactions from both supporters and critics. This wasn't an isolated incident. Over the years, Rodgers became known for his media feuds and his outspoken views on various conspiracy theories. His willingness to express controversial opinions has polarized public opinion, leaving some fans frustrated while others admired his authenticity. Despite the controversies, Rodgers' on-field legacy remains untouched. He's still widely regarded as one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, with his 4 MVP awards and Super Bowl victories speaking for themselves. But his willingness to challenge the status quo, whether it's on the field or in the public eye, has shaped the way many view him, for better or for worse. Rodgers is a complex figure, one whose legacy extends far beyond football, a man unafraid to speak his mind, even when the world doesn't always agree. New York Jets chapter in 2020-23. After 18 seasons with the Green Bay Packers, Aaron Rodgers faced a new challenge, a fresh start with the New York Jets. It was a move that shocked the NFL world, but for Rodgers, it was a chance to bring his championship mentality to a franchise that had been struggling for years. The Jets hadn't tasted success in a long time, and Rodgers was determined to change that. Rodgers' transition to New York wasn't just about playing football, but about leadership. From the moment he stepped onto the field, he became the centerpiece of the Jets' rebuilding effort. He took the young players under his wing, helping to develop their skills and instilling a new sense of discipline and confidence. Off the field, he became the voice of the locker room, guiding his teammates with the same poise and precision that defined his career in Green Bay. However, the journey wasn't without setbacks. Injuries, including a few that impacted his mobility and throwing accuracy, took a toll on his performance. But Rodgers wasn't one to give up easily, even when his physical abilities were tested. His mental toughness and commitment to the team remained unwavering. He knew the Jets needed him not just as a quarterback, but as a leader who could help steer the team through adversity. Despite the challenges, Rodgers' influence on the Jets was undeniable. His ability to inspire and push his teammates to their limits became evident in their growth throughout the season. The ultimate goal remained clear: bring the Jets back to relevance, build a championship-caliber team, and finish what he had started all those years ago: personality and luxurious lifestyle. Beyond the football field, Aaron Rodgers is a man of many dimensions, known for his philanthropy, business ventures, and luxurious lifestyle. He is deeply involved in charitable causes, particularly with the Maxi Fund, supporting children's cancer research, reflecting his commitment to giving back. Rodgers is also a savvy businessman. His investments, including a stake in the Milwaukee Bucks and several endorsement deals, have contributed to his impressive wealth. These ventures have helped him build a diverse financial portfolio, securing his future well beyond his football career. Of course, Rodgers' lifestyle also reflects his success. Known for his luxurious taste, he lives in sprawling estates and enjoys the finer things in life. From high-end cars to private jets, his wealth allows him to experience the best of what life has to offer. Yet, despite his fame and fortune, Rodgers maintains a level of privacy that keeps much of his personal life out of the public eye. He's been involved in several high-profile relationships, but has carefully guarded the details of his personal affairs. Very luxurious, Rodgers blends fame with privacy, creating an enigmatic persona that adds to his allure. Whether on or off the field, he's a man who lives life on his terms, using his platform to make a lasting impact while enjoying the fruits of his success. This Aaron Rodgers journey has been nothing short of extraordinary. From his humble beginnings in Chico to becoming one of the NFL's most iconic quarterbacks, he's proven time and again that his talent, determination, and resilience are unmatched. Including his Super Bowl victory with the Packers, multiple MVP awards, and countless records have solidified his place in football history as one of the greatest to ever play the game. On the field, Rodgers' commitment to philanthropy, his business ventures, and a luxurious lifestyle showcase a man who balances fame with personal authenticity. Though controversies have arisen, his willingness to speak his mind only adds to his enigmatic persona. Rodgers' story is one of overcoming obstacles, breaking barriers, achieving greatness, and living life on his own terms, both in football and beyond. His legacy is not just defined by his on-field success, but also by his impact off the field, leaving a lasting mark on both sports and society. As we close out this chapter on Aaron Rodgers, we hope you've enjoyed the journey into the life of one of football's greatest icons. If you're passionate about the world of luxury, success, and the stories behind the legends, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more. Want to see a video like this? Check out the full video of Stephen Curry, and stay tuned for more.